Another hardware issue with my microphone, so there it is. Welcome to the channel and welcome to this broadcast about the Durango SRT. Okay, so it took me a couple minutes to get in here because my damn microphone, as you can see, there's no sound. I don't know what's going on with this microphone cable, but it's like a $75 cable, and so I'm not replacing it just yet because it's expensive. So I'm going to probably get another one soon. And it still works, as you can tell. I can plug it in, it works, but for some reason I got to keep damn wiggling the cable. But yeah, it works. So I got some really big news for the channel as far as what's coming from Dodge. So with that being said, I got an email this morning, and I did frost. I shaved. This is the first time I've went clean in probably 5 years. It's a little different for me. I'm not used to it. Neither is my son or anything for that matter, but it's definitely the first time in a very long time. Yeah, the one I got now is definitely junk. As you can see right here behind me, I'm actually editing, or I was editing, and I'm on my channel back there. This is where I do all my editing and stuff like that. Oh, I look like Sylvester Stallone. That's definitely a compliment. It makes me look younger for sure. My family thinks that I look a hell of a lot younger. Yeah, right? I know, right? You know, with the beard, I can pass for like 25 or 30. Without the beard, I would get carded for alcohol. But yeah, before I start with today's video, you guys got to check out these shirts. Look at this. Driveway Demons shirts, 100% cotton, fantastic shirts in the store, drivewaydemons.com. And check it out. Get the shirts, hoodies, key tags, everything. Dan's growing his out. I shaved mine off. I'll keep it clean for a little while. Yeah, 19. No. I'm not. I'm actually 35, but you know, with no goatee, I probably could pass for 20 or 25, maybe. I don't know. It depends. Depends who's looking or who's judging. But definitely check it out. drivewaydemons.com. Get your t-shirts, hoodies, key tags. Other things are available there, as well as merch or just straight up supporting the channel. Check out my Patreon account. If you go to Patreon, look for Driveway Demons, you can sign up for a monthly fee and get some extra goodies and support the channel. Jesse, my Hellcat Charger is a 2016. So we're going to move right along into this video. And I actually had JMC I was going to invite JMC into this video. Awesome dude. Check out his channel, JMC Rides. Was going to invite him in here, but he's not home, so I can't get him in. So what we're talking about today, Automotive Guru says, I look a lot younger than him, and he's 16. Well, I eat healthy. You know, I'm not going to get into that right now, but I do eat pretty healthy. At least I hope so. At least I hope it's healthy. I mean, fruits and vegetables, and I try to stay active if I can. But yeah, we've been in the broadcast now, so let's get to this. I received an email this morning, which knocked me on my ass. Okay, so first, we're going to touch base on the most important thing, and Twinkies for sure. Alan, I agree. I want a Twinkie big time. Haven't had one of those in 10 years. So in any case, basically, I got this email and I was shocked. So I'm going to get right to it. Number one, there's been a lot of hearsay around the internet, and I've seen multiple videos and heard some things today while I was browsing. And, you know, basically what I've heard is that the 5.7 liter Hemi is going to be supercharged. This is incorrect. There's going to be no supercharger for the 5.7. I know that might break some people's hearts, but there's not going to be a supercharger on that 5.7. That 5.7 is going to be buried for in some short time down the road. There's not going to be a supercharged Hemi. I'm sorry to break that to everybody. And if there is, my sources have no proof of it. And unfortunately, some people might get a little devastated by that. But let's sit here and, you know, let's dish out on this detail right here. There's not going to be a 5.7 supercharged, and the reason is because anybody who's out there knows that there's plenty of supercharged RT Durangos. A supercharged 5.7 is only going to be about 400 wheel, something like that. I think not even 400 wheel. To be honest, I think they're like 385, 400 with 4 or 5 pounds of boost. There is a guy who's making 500 something wheel on like 12 pounds. You're talking about 12 pounds of boost on rods that can't handle it. They're not going to redesign the engine with new rods and supercharge it for what? 585 horsepower to the wheels? I mean, for God's sakes, the Durango makes damn near 500 wheel with the 392 naturally aspirated. So they're not going to go through all that trouble just to make 100 horsepower. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. And I noticed you're calling out the Ibanez. This is one of my Ibanezes. If you guys stay around to the end of this video, I will show you my very rare Ibanez in a case. So if you're a guitarist or you like guitars, stick around to the end of the video. I'll show you guys my rare Ibanez in a case. There's only, I don't know, a couple of hundred of them in the world, maybe. I don't know. I'll show it to you guys. Make your own judgment when you see it. But as far as the 5.7, it will not be replacing the 392. The 5.7 is going to be, retired at some point in the near future. With that, we move on to the 392. The 392 is being replaced, but it's not being replaced by a supercharged 5.7. Like I said, that makes zero sense at all. Now, the 392 is being replaced by the 426. We've already going to see it in the Elephant engine, okay? Elephant engine. This is not just a crate motor, okay? Now, a lot of people are going to ask me, what is the Elephant besides a crate motor? Well, that's quite simply what I'm going to tell you. The Elephant engine is going in the Dodge Angel. The Dodge Angel is going to be a detuned Elephant engine. Exactly what horsepower, don't know. But what I will tell you is, going by Dodge's, past events and habits, the Elephant engine going into the Dodge Angel is going to be 888 horsepower, or what I think it's going to be is 909 horsepower. Now, if you look at 909, it reverses 606. It's kind of a cool number to use, not to mention they went 707, 808 on the Demon, and now 909 on the Angel. If you think about 909, that pretty much puts it 100 horsepower above the Demon. It's going to be in a Charger, so it's going to need a little more horsepower. And that's exactly what they're most likely going to do. At least we could speculate on that. So that's the 426. The 426 is also going into the Rebel TR naturally aspirated 520 horsepower. With that, we can now move along and understand that the 426 is also going to be in a Elephant. The Hellcat engine is also going in the TRX. Now, like I've just explained those numbers to you guys, we move along to the most exciting news, and that is a Hellcat Durango. Really, a Hellcat Durango. Okay, so is this a bunch of smoke being blown around, or is it true? I know you guys are probably wondering and thinking, hey, it's probably crap. Well, I thought the same thing too. I really did, until this guy in an email explained how a Durango SRT, supposed to be a 392 Durango SRT, came into the SRT shop or was around the SRT shop and had a Hellcat engine in it. Now, I haven't seen any of these pictures that this person claims he's going to be taking, but he's a good dude. And he's the guy who told me about the 426 Elephant engine months in advance and the 426 in general. So thinking about it like that, I would be inclined to somewhat believe this guy without the proof, considering his track record and considering all the details I've been able to pull out of Detroit today. For that matter, the Durango SRT has, been spotted with wires hanging out of it. Now, why do we need a Durango on a road test? The SRT has already been out for over 1.5 years, and they tested it for 2 years before they released it. Well, that's because they're doing something. It makes total sense. And I'm going to explain, my opinion with a little bit of fact here. The Jeep SRT, the Grand Cherokee, outsells every single performance SUV in the world. There's no SUV in the world. You guys understand that? There's no SUV in the world, anywhere, in any country, that outsells the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Zero. None. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is the #1 selling SUV in the world. So we're going to leave that there. Because the Jeep Grand Cherokee no longer has an SRT version, at least that's what Dodge has been saying for 2019 or 2020. There is no Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. That means they have to leave their performance lineup to Dodge. Now, granted, they do have a Trackhawk, which is supercharged 707 horsepower Jeep Grand Cherokee. They didn't expect the Durango to sell as good as it did, because let's face it, the Durango looked kind of crummy in 2008, 9, until they brought it back in 2014 with the facelift. The 2012 and 13 looked good, but when they went with the HIDs, the LED strip in the headlights and the racetrack tail lighting like the Charger, they really did a number on the Durango. Now, based on the sheets that I've seen, the sales sheets from family and friends up in Detroit, the Durango has increased its sales like 700% over the last 8 years, or 6.5 years since the 2012 came out. Since 2014, we've got like a 400% sale increase. The Durango SRT sold twice the amount of units they expected it to sell. So the Durango is doing very well. In fact, when the Durango SRT was released in November for build in November of 2017, it marked pretty much the most successful launch of a vehicle up until from 2015 when the Hellcat came out up until today, right now. Even the Red Eye's not making as much of a stink as the Durango SRT did when it came out. So for that matter, thinking about that, give yourselves a second to soak that in. It would make 0 sense for Dodge not to put that engine in the Durango. They've already made their money in the Trackhawk. They're going to get orders consistently. They've already had their hype in the Trackhawk. But let's face it, there's guys like me that would rather have a Durango than have a Jeep. And that's just a straight fact. I'm sure there's somebody in this chat right now. If you're in here watching this video, all you have to do is type Durango SRT in capital letters right now if you think the Durango is better than the Jeep. And I guarantee you there's somebody in here and multiple people in here that are going to agree with that the Durango is the better of the two. Now, that's a subjective opinion, but the fact of the matter is that there is enough Durango people in the world now that would love to see this happen. Now, I have spoke to this individual, and the Durango SRT, according to him, not only has he seen the Durango SRT with these wires hanging out and the Hellcat engine, which, by the way, I didn't get this email till early this morning. So I didn't even expect to make this video right now, but I'm forcing myself to do it. I'm tired, I'm wore out, but I'm doing it for you guys because I love bringing you guys content, and I love talking about these hot cars that are coming out from Dodge. But we did discuss this through email quite a bit this morning, and I'm excited. Just the fact that what he's explained to me, he's also explained that executives have been talking about a super awesome SUV on the horizon. We already have the Trackhawk. We don't need no more horsepower in that. So we're going to have a Hellcat Durango. Now, where does that put us? Well, that puts us in a 2.9, 0 to 60, maybe 3.1, depending on traction issues, like low threes. I know the Trackhawk guys are doing 3 flat all day. The Jeep is not a whole lot lighter, believe it or not. I've owned 3 Jeeps and I've owned 2 Durangos. And an equally fitted Jeep and an equally fitted Durango, we're only talking about 200 pounds. It's like Charger Challenger. That's not a lot of weight, really. It really isn't. You could just take out the 3rd row and take out the 2nd row seating, like rip the seats out. And right there, that's over 150 pounds. You're almost going to be the same. Durango's got more room. That's the key here. So here's what I've been told now. There's more information I haven't explained yet. So here's even more good news. According to the guy that I spoke to, he says the Durango is going to be fitted with the new Hellcat setup. Now you're wondering, hey, Corey, what does that mean? The new Hellcat setup? Well, that means that the Durango SRT is going to get the 717 horsepower engine from the Challenger. It's also going to get the line lock burnout, probably. I'm at least hoping, but it's all-wheel drive, so I don't see how that would work. But there's got to be a way they can implement turning off the all-wheel drive. If they can line lock and turn the all-wheel drive off and put you into rear-wheel drive mode, which is possible, we'll get the line lock. We're definitely going to be getting the Killer Chiller and the 717 horsepower. So, with that being said there, we're basically getting the Challenger 717 horsepower setup minus we don't know how the line lock's going to work. So, even though it weighs 300 pounds more, 200 something pounds more than the Trackhawk does, we're going to be getting 10 more horsepower. That's going to help a little bit to make up for it. Now, The Durango is a better vehicle because it's got 3 rows, in my opinion. It's got more room. To me, I feel more comfortable in a Durango. Like I said, I've owned 3 Jeeps. I've owned a 2014 Jeep, a 96 Jeep. I had a 2016 Jeep, all Grand Cherokees. I also had a Durango RT and a Durango SRT. So thinking about this, I would not expect the 717 horsepower engine to make it to the Trackhawk because they're going to be dumping that in the Durango. Now, for anybody out there who is a naysayer and says, hey, the Durango Hellcat isn't coming out, it's not going to be called a Hellcat. No, it's not going to be called a Hellcat because that is the code name for the engine. And they may call it a Durango Hellcat because they call it a Charger Hellcat. I don't think they're going to call it a Hellcat. They might call it something else. However, the reason they called the Trackhawk was to break away from the name SRT and the name Hellcat because they wanted to keep SRT and Hellcat for Dodge and not Jeep. So maybe they will call it Durango Hellcat. We don't know about any of that at this point in time. What we do know is that the Durango is getting fitted with a Hellcat engine. Now, if the Durango Hellcat comes out and gets announced at the New York Auto Show in January, you can bet yourself that Driveway Demons is going to be getting a Durango Hellcat. So, yeah, I wouldn't be worried about that. That's going to happen. And if we're getting the Hellcat Durango, I'm ordering one next summer. So, you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that. So, if you are excited and you're pumped about this, we've had like couple of hundred people in this live chat. We only have 18 thumbs up. So let's get the thumbs up right now up to 100. Come on. There's plenty of us in here to do that. Let's smash that thumbs up button because we're talking about a 717 horsepower Durango. Now I've been in the Durango so much I can't even count. Like I said, I've owned 2 of them. And if you haven't been in a Durango, then you need to drive one. It is unbelievably comfortable. It handles well. It's sporty as hell for an SUV. And in my opinion, it can't be beaten. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is a dope-ass SUV. It's gorgeous, but I like the Durango better, which is why I bought that and not the Jeep SRT. I absolutely love the Durango. So, yeah, social, I'm definitely getting it. BT4, before, I think that's his name. Yeah. And Dan, I'm definitely going to be getting the Hellcat Durango. Now, don't forget, we do have the Challenger Hellcat Red Eye going to GTOS in January with that big storm today, coming through and dumping snow. We're getting rain here. There is no rain at all. None, 0. So, or no snow. There's rain, no snow whatsoever here. But I'm reading comments trying to talk, so my brain's like kind of fried trying to do 2 things at the same time. But we're getting a bunch of rain, not snow. So it's pretty good here, except the fact that it's wet. And we've got 3 feet of rain and water and flood stuff going on outside. So the grass is flooded. The road is flooded. It just sucks. But I'm in here and we're doing this broadcast because the Durango is getting a Hellcat fitting. Okay? A Hellcat to the Durango. Come on. That is going to be so much fun. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to flood the house. Let's not even say that. The truck is fine, but the Charger might not be okay. It depends how much water is outside now. Last time I checked, there was about 6 inches on the driveway, which is not a lot, but if it goes up another 6 to 12 inches, we're in trouble. I would probably just drive it in the garage and sandbag the garage because I do have sandbags and stuff to do that on hand, but it's not something that I want to do for sure. Now, if you guys are excited about the Hellcat Durango, like I said, like this video, because I've got a couple of things I do want to touch base on regarding the Durango. Now, there are some things that we have to talk about as far as, the Durango getting the Hellcat fitting and certain things that may not be accurate or, maybe what we thought. Like one, what wheels will it get? I think it's going to get the same wheels. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a Durango SRT. I don't think it's going to change the appearance much. I think we're going to get the same 295s, same tires, same wheels, same package, same look, same dash. Everything's going to be identical. And as much as that may kind of suck, it's also not a bad thing either, just because the price won't go up as much. You have to understand that the Durango is more money than a Jeep SRT when you fully fit it out. I think it was like $500 more. I can't remember exactly. But if you fully deck out a Durango SRT, they're about $74,000, $75,000 done up. So we're looking about a base price of about $79,000 or $81,000 for a Durango SRT. Now, don't quote me on this, because there's no way for me to know pricing at this point. I wish I knew everything, but I don't. I'm only going off of what I hear and common sense and a little bit of history. But I'm thinking we're looking at about 84,000, maybe 82,000, maybe 79, 81, somewhere between 79 and 84 with no options at all. That's what we're probably looking at in the Durango. If we're going to fit the Durango with leather and we're going to fit it with, you know, like other things like red leather, racing stuff, the displays and the seats, you know, all kinds of shit, we're probably gonna be looking at $95,000, more or less. So what are we talking about in here? I seen some stuff going on. Let me see. I don't know. I thought I read some, I don't know, some drama in here. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. But as far as the Durango Hellcat, what do you guys think? You know, there's also the possibility of something else. I actually didn't bring this up until just now. I never even really thought about it, but it makes sense to maybe talk about this for like 30 seconds. What if, just what if, hypothetically, the Durango didn't get the 6.2 liter Hellcat? What if the Durango gets the 426 supercharged Hellcat engine? Again, these are what ifs. What if the Angel is a Durango? Like, what if? Probably not, but think about that. Think about a 900 horsepower Durango running down the quarter mile, and because it's all-wheel drive, a 909 horsepower Durango would probably run, oh, I don't know, probably 11s, low 11s, high 10s, maybe a little faster, maybe 10.5s. It is all-wheel drive. The Trackhawk runs 11.5, 11.4. So if you gave 200 more horsepower to the Durango, running 10.5 or 10.3 shouldn't be hard. You could have yourself a demon killer. Now, I know that's going crazy and like that's like not going to happen, people are thinking. But who knows? It could. It very well could. What if Dodge was throwing us a curveball right now and the Durango was in fact the Angel coming up? The Hellcat was the Angel. Who knows? But what's more possible than that, because that might be a little bit impossible or not so logical or improbable, whatever word you want to use to describe it, it might be more possible or more logical that Dodge is just going to be dumping a down or detuned, downgraded Hellcat engine into the Durango as the Hellcat. And maybe because the Durango is huge, they might call it a Hellcat. Who knows? There's no way to tell. What I want to do is contact my guy in Detroit, and this is what I'm going to set him out to do. I'm going to ask him to try to get photos of the engine bay, because if he can get a photo of the engine bay and the valve covers are not powder coated orange and they're powder coated black, then we know for a fact it's a Hellcat engine or a red eye engine, which is the Demon engine. So either way, we know it's better than we think if the valve covers are not powder coated orange or red. We'll know by the color of the valve covers exactly what engine is in that particular Durango. Most likely, I see a red eye going in the Durango. A 717 horsepower is possible, and so is a 797. I don't know how they're going to do it yet. All I know is that there's a Hellcat engine sitting in a Durango SRT with wires and all kinds of shenanigans hanging out of this Durango. So, they're up to something. And Dodge never does this kind of research and development unless they release something. So it's coming. Just a matter of when and how. I would like to see a 426 in this Durango. I really would. I think it would be best for business, best for the automotive industry. I really do. I'm just reading some comments now. It will be breaking the internet. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, this is just an update for the channel. I do have news on the new Mustang. I'm going to show you guys a picture here of the new Mustang. I like, you know, just mind blown at what it looks like. These are renders, I think. And they're going to look what I have dug up on the Mustang. So that's potentially what we're looking at for the new Mustang. It could possibly look something like that. Then we have this one right here, which is an official image. And then we have this one here, which is unofficial, but this one here. That's legit what the GT500 front end is going to look like. I don't know about the rear, but those are definitely of it. This is another rendering. Right now, to figure out what's going on with the Mustang. Now, if you guys don't already know, if any of you guys in here are GM fans, GM's got some stuff in the works too. Okay. With the fact that the GT500 is going to have 772 horsepower, the Red Eye beat them to it with 797 horsepower. We got the Durango Hellcat coming out. We got the Hellcat engine coming out, the wide body Charger Angel coming out. Of course, GM was going to step up to the plate and play ball. And what they're doing is a C8 Corvette that's going to come with a 300 horsepower engine, a 500 horsepower engine, and a 800 or 900 horsepower engine. And with that being already pretty much guaranteed, they've already confirmed all that. The new Camaro, you guys want to know what's coming in the new Camaro? The ZL1 Camaro is getting the ZR1 engine. So that basically means we're getting the LT, what is it? The LT, I don't even know. That was LT5 engine. I could be wrong. Any GM guys in here? I know the LT4 is the C6 or the C7 Z06 engine. LT4 is also in the current ZL1. I think the LT5 is the one in the ZR1. 755 horsepower Camaro is coming. So we are in a war for horsepower. So we're looking at 755 horsepower Camaro, 800 plus on the Corvette, 800 plus on the Red Eye 797, 772 on the Mustang or more. And we're looking well into the 800 or 900 or more on the Angel. So we have got a massive horsepower war on our hands right now. You know, I just might have to order that GT500 and I just might have to order that ZL1, which means one of my current cars would have to go. So yeah, I was right. LT5 is a ZR1. So the LT5 is going to be fitted into the Camaro for 2020. And I think it's going to be pretty exciting. So the New York Auto Show is going to be exciting. We can expect to at least hear something on the Camaro, the GT500, as well as the Hellcat Durango. So they're really, you know, pushing out there. And I love what everybody's doing. I think we're at the peak, the pinnacle of these awesome car times for guys like us. And I still think that Dodge is winning. There's no doubt. So if you guys want to see that Hellcat Durango and you guys like this video, thumbs up on this video. We only have 54 thumbs up, have over 300 people that have been watching this. Hit those thumbs up. If you guys want to see my Ibanez guitar, I'll show it to you guys. I don't know if you guys are musicians, but at this time we're nearing the end of the live video. Be sure to go check out the Hellcat Red Eye videos I got, as well as the new review on Cadillac Escalade. A new video went up tonight at 9 p.m. about 1,000 horsepower 5.0 Mustang engine, and it's a Terminator Cobra swap Mustang engine, so it's pretty badass. But yeah, I would like to see that as well. The GT750R would be a cool name for it, not just a GT500. But there's a lot of stuff coming, and the Viper's coming back too. So I got a video coming out on that. A lot of other good stuff on the way. So I'm going to go grab this guitar if you guys want to see it. So check this. I'm going to show you guys a guitar that I really had a hard time finding, and there's only maybe, I don't know, 6 of them for sale in the world because everybody's holding on to them. I'm going to show you guys. And I want to see if you could tell me which band this guitar came from and whose signature guitar it is and his name. Name of the band, name of the musician that plays it. We're going to see if you guys know. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to grab it. Okay. Okay, I am back. I'm going to show you guys this guitar, and I want to see if you guys know which artist has the guitar or which artist's signature guitar it is. So this is a very rare piece of, you know, I guess you could say recent modern music history. Okay, it's a very rare gem, and I looked for this for a very long time. And if you're not a musician and you're not really into music, then you really wouldn't know what this is. But this is a 7-string guitar. Okay, and I want to see who knows their music. Can anyone in here tell me which band's guitar this is and specifically which musician's guitar it is? They made a lot of these, but the new Ibanez's are made in China and Korea. This is one of the first guitars made by Ibanez in Japan. This is a Japanese Ibanez, which is much higher quality, and it's very heavy, and it weighs like 8 pounds, and that's heavy for an electric guitar. No, Slipknot is not correct, but it is a 7-string. This is a signature K7 guitar. It's the original 7-string, that came out. It was the original one that it's not the first 7-string ever made, but it's the one that kind of pioneered the 7-string industry. And there's a band that pioneered 7-string guitars that really put them on the map. But I'll tell you, this guitar is the signature guitar from 1998 or 99. Hannah Montana, 98 or 99 through 2002 or 2003. This is Korn's signature guitar. Monkey and Head both use this guitar in their Untouchables album as well as their Issues. So if you guys have watched any of Korn's stuff or listened to it, this is Monkey and Head's guitar. There's only 2 of them for sale right now on eBay. This guitar originally sold for, I think, $1,500, and they're going for $1,200 or $1,400 now. So they're pretty cool guitars, and I like them, and I wanted to have it because I love 7-string for heavy rock, and I play a lot of guitar, and I'm a musician at heart. I really am. So yeah, I've been playing guitar my whole life, and as you can see, I've got studio monitors behind me. Those are the NS10 remakes, the HS80s from Yamaha. So I was working in a recording studio, and I love music. I play drums, bass, guitar, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a really great guitar. And someone had mentioned my other Ibanez, which is right here, and they had mentioned that in the beginning of the video, and I said I would show you guys my rare guitar. This one's not so rare. This guitar is only like $400 or something. I can't remember. Yeah, so this is a great guitar for 80s, and I like to shred some 80s stuff. Sometimes I play Van Halen. Sometimes I play like some Randy Rhoads, early Aussie stuff. I also like Chris Cornell and Soundgarden, shit like that. That's some really good stuff. But I love Korn. Korn's one of my all-time favorite bands. I like Korn a lot, and I can sit back and listen to them all day. The Epiphone's a badass guitar. I love Epiphone. They make some great stuff. But yeah, if the Durango gets to 426, I'm game. I'm totally game. I'd love to get that. I really would. And if it comes out, count me in. The Hellcat Red Eye, I'm waiting for a status update. Supposedly, some news on that. If you guys have been waiting on the Hellcat Red Eye, the car is supposed to go into build on Monday. Right. Keep fingers crossed. Monday is when the Durango I'm thinking about the Durango. Monday is when the Hellcat Red Eye is supposed to go into build. So I'm excited. I don't know. I can't remember if I know that song off by heart. I don't know. I'm thinking. My favorite Soundgarden song would have to be Black Hole Sun. I love that song a lot. Believe it or not, Alice in Chains is another band that I absolutely love. Alice in Chains are phenomenal. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, Alice in Chains' biggest inspiration for music was Heart. If you guys ever never heard of a band called Heart, definitely check them out. I think that Nancy and Ann Williams are two of the best female musicians in the world, in my opinion. They're absolutely phenomenal. So, but definitely check them out. Look up Heart, Heart, like your heart. Fantastic. Audio Slave is also badass. Be Yourself, my favorite song from Audio Slave. I miss Chris Cornell. Did a great job. You know, Static X is awesome. Yes, absolutely. There's another band back in the 90s you guys may have heard of called Stabbing Westward. And they were a band that influenced Korn, but they kind of like fell off the map. Yeah, Randy Rhoads is one of the most underrated musicians in history. And he died at a young age in a plane crash that crashed into the place or the mansion where Ozzy was living at the time or sleeping. And they don't understand how Randy Rhoads got on the plane because he was scared of planes. So they basically forced him on the plane. They were drugged up, whatever, and they crashed. It was, oh man, it was horrible. It was really horrible. And it's upsetting because the guy was so young. When he died, I think he was, oh God, I think he was 25, 26. I could be wrong, but he was definitely young. He was born in 1955 or 57, somewhere in the mid 50s. So he died in 81. So he's only going to be 25, 26, maybe when he died. I don't know. It's really upsetting. I would play something for you guys, but I'm not plugged in. To be honest, my amplifier and stuff, I'm actually using it right now because my table broke. So I don't have a way to plug in right now, but I will do a video of me playing guitar. That'd be pretty cool, I think. You know, if you guys want to have me do like a live vlog on music, we could definitely do that. Zakk Wylde's not bad. I also like Dimebag Darrell. He's pretty badass himself. And Like a Stone, that's a really good song too. I love that. I also like Green Day. I'm going to give you guys a couple of albums that don't have a bad song on them. Green Day Dookie. If you guys ever listen to the Green Day Dookie album, there really isn't any song on there that's bad. There's not even one. Like every song on that album was spectacular. If you listen to Korn's album called Untouchables or even Issues, there isn't one bad song on either of those albums either, in my opinion. They're just bloody fantastic. I'm trying to think. There's a couple other bands that I'm forgetting right now. Look up Earshot. Earshot's another great band. Then there's Spine Shank is another great band. Definitely going to play the guitar at some point or another. I was in like multiple bands. Have you guys ever a band called Crossfade? We actually played with them. Marcy Playground, a couple other bands as well. Guns N' Roses is pretty a badass. I love Guns N' Roses. I grew up to Guns N' Roses. I was like 17 years old, or not even 17. I was like 13 years old when they were really big. 12. I mean, I'm 35. So like, you know, when they were really out rocking at the beginning, I was only like 7 or 8, but 12 to 15 years old is when they were really hitting it hard and they were very popular. Never heard of Prong. Theory of a Dead Man. They're fantastic. They really are. No Surprise is one of my favorite songs ever. I love that. Godsmack's awesome. Oh, another band I'm going to tell you guys, a very rare band from Canada called The Tea Party. Look them up. The Tea Party is like drinking tea. They're called The Tea Party. Look for a song called, or from the album Transmission. There's one called Heaven's Coming Down, which is a good song. There's another one called The Messenger. And then there's the Transmission album, which is unbelievable. These three guys, 3-piece band, play like 20 instruments in one song. Electronic devices, sound effects, guitars, bass, drums, electronic drums, all at the same time. It's so good. They're just absolutely fantastic. Look up The Tea Party. In fact, there's a couple of songs by The Tea Party that I can't think of offhand. I'm looking up on my phone right now so I can show you guys or tell you guys about it. Because they are really awesome. They're just so awesome. Okay, so here we go. This album right here, it's from Transmission, and the song you want to look for is called Temptation. Look for that. It came out in 1997. called The Tea Party. Song's called Transmission, or the album's called Transmission. The song is called Temptation. Oh my God. They are fantastic. Queen City Mopar is actually, I think he's from Canada. And so I'm sure he knows who the Tea Party is. You know, he's a really great guy. His name's Jeff. I can't remember his last name, but the lead singer and guitarist of Tea Party, his name is Jeff. Now, I can't remember his last name for the life of me, but his name is Jeff. And I'm trying to remember. I hate it when I can't remember something like that. But great band. Another Canadian band you guys might want to check out is called Our Lady Peace. They're really great, and they got some awesome hits. You guys got to go through and listen to them. 1,000 Foot Crutch is another good band, too. Rage Against the Machine. And there's something going on with Rage. Yeah, I won't do what you tell me. Now, that is sick. I love that. That is awesome. I love Rage Against the Machine. They're one of the most underrated bands as well. They don't get the attention that they deserve or deserved because they're no longer together. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, too, some of the guys from Rage Against the Machine, I think, or some of them, I don't know, they were kind of mixed up with Soundgarden. There's something about that back in the day. Something happened. Rage, they swapped musicians. Tom Morello is actually from Rage Against the Machine, and he went over to Soundgarden to create Audio Slave. I don't know all the details of it. I just know that those are some of the details. I knew some of the things that did happen. Yeah, Somewhere Out There, Our Lady Peace. Another great song, but you got to listen to Our Lady Peace's song, Superman's Dead, Automatic Flowers. What's the other one? There's another song that I'm missing. Go look up their first album. They've got a bunch. They got One Man Army and Is Anybody Home? We could go through all those. All the Canadian subscribers in here are gonna be like, oh my God, he knows Our Lady Peace. Love them. Listen to all their albums. I have every one of them. They don't really even have a bad song. Everything they've ever done has been just epic. It's been epic. All their music's great. The lead singer to Our Lady Peace is actually married to a woman called Chantel. Can't remember her last name. Krevizik. Chantel Krevizik did Leaving in a Jet Plane. She did that song. Well, the lead singer to Our Lady Peace is married to her, which is really cool stuff too. So yeah, George Lynch is awesome. Let's not get started on George Lynch here, guys, and Dawkins. Dawkins, another fantastic band. You could think of me as being a metalhead, an arena rock guy like Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Lynch Mob and Don Dawkins and Journey. Steve Perry, one of the greatest singers of all time, if not the greatest. Boston. You also have another one of my favorites, Survivor. What else am I missing here in my list of favorite 80s bands? There's a bunch more. I could go on all day, but I'm kind of brain farting right now. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Heart is another one. Fleetwood Mac's kind of like 70s, but I still love that. And then there's a couple other bands that were in the 80s, more into the 90s, were grunge, like Nirvana. They started in the 80s. Avenged Sevenfold is cool. Bon Jovi's all right. I like Bon Jovi. There's a couple others offhand that I wanted to talk about. Def Leppard. Def Leppard's another one that I absolutely love. I saw him in concert 3 times. Aerosmith, phenomenal. The Eagles are badass. I love the Eagles. Don Henley is great. The Boys of Summer. You can't forget that. Trackhawk review is coming. I'm supposedly filming it tomorrow if this weather would ever go away. All this damn rain. Joe Walsh is awesome too. Yeah, he's fantastic. I also like Billy Joel. Man, I love Billy Joel. Piano Man is like something that I could unwind to. And believe it or not, I also like Frank Sinatra. Frankie's the best. And I could sit around and listen. Jim Morrison and the Doors, I could listen to them too. I like Jim Morrison a lot. A lot of his music was trippy, but great. Megadeth is fantastic band too. They're badass. My brother and I were supposed to go see them and never got a chance because they did a concert reunion in the 90s and we never made it. We were only teenagers, but let's not get started on the Chili Peppers. I love Flea. Flea is one of the best bassists in the world. The only bassist that I think is better than Flea would be Geddy Lee. I think Geddy Lee is probably a better bassist in a lot of ways. Beastie Boys are awesome. I love them. Queen's good. I'm not a huge Queen fan. Freddie Mercury is a legend, but I'm not really the biggest Queen fan. I don't dislike Queen. I like some of their songs. They're just not quite my taste. In This Moment, yes. Yes, In This Moment's good. It's a female singer, and she's got a new song called The Big Bad Wolf. Definitely look up The Big Bad Wolf by, In This Moment. Fantastic band. I wish I could have saw them for us. They really did. Stevie Ray Vaughan is amazing. There's 3 guitarists that I think are better than Stevie Ray Vaughan, though. 3 of them. Randy Rhoads is definitely, in my opinion, better. I think George Lynch is as good or better. And then if we're just talking about straight shredding the guitar, I think Eddie Van Halen's pretty much better than Stevie Ray Vaughan too. But again, it really depends, because it depends on what kind of music you like. ZZ Top's just fantastic. If you guys listen to ZZ Top, their riffs are friggin' awesome. I love ZZ Top. So Quiet Riot, you got Kiss. I love Kiss. If you guys want to hear a good Kiss song where the lead singer, I'm brain farting on his name right now, but if you listen to Kiss, look for a song called I Love It Loud. Gene Simmons sings it, and normally Gene Simmons doesn't sing. It's called I Love It Loud, and it's by Kiss, and it was the best Kiss song ever, in my opinion. Gene Simmons is a business genius, and he's a musical genius. He's just great. You guys got to listen to that song. It's awesome. Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan's impossible. Kirk Hammett's great too. Do you know who trained Kirk Hammett on the guitar? I bet you guys will never guess. Joe Satriani is the guy behind Kirk Hammett, because Joe trained him. Because remember, Joe Satriani is about 65 years old and Kurt's about 55. It's about 10 or 15 years older. In fact, I think Joe Satriani might be 70 or 75. I'm not 100% sure, but any of you guys here that know about music, you guys know that Joe Satriani classically trained Kirk Hammett. It's really awesome. And in one of the songs, I think it was Master of Puppets, there's a spot in Master of Puppets where they hit a very, very high note on the guitar. Kirk Hammett did, and the string broke, and they kept it. It was an outtake. Kirk Hammett actually broke the string in Master of Puppets somewhere in the song. Google it, and it broke and made a very high-pitched, like, whining sound. It sounded badass, and they decided to keep it there. It's pretty sick, if you ask me, that, those kinds of things happen. I worked in a studio for 10 years. You'd never believe how much stuff just happens by chance. Guns N' Roses are phenomenal. My favorite Guns N' Roses song is You Could Be Mine from the Terminator 2 soundtrack. Badass. I love that song. Oh, yeah, Dan. The Ibanez's are phenomenal. I love them. But yeah, if you guys are just joining in the live vlog, after I do my vlogs here, or my blogs, which I'm going to let you guys know about that in a minute. I basically just chat with you guys and hang out for half an hour. Some big news though for the channel is I'm doing a weekly podcast. You can tell I got the microphone set up, but it's got to get a better friggin' cable. I got to get a little bit better lighting for in here. I already have lighting, but I'm going to get some specific lighting. I'm going to put a Driveway Demons banner up on the wall back here and put some photos of my cars. And we're going to start doing a weekly podcast. I'm going to be inviting JMC Ride, Street Speed 717, Kevin Van Voris, Paul at Family Cruise, and got a bunch of guys that I want to invite in here, to do live podcast. I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 a week right now. I don't know exactly. The next podcast that I plan on doing is going to be Sunday night or Monday. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get Kevin Van Voris to go on a podcast with me on Sunday. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Kevin's a good dude. I heard, if you guys subscribe to Kevin Van Voris's channel, I know I've heard from the grapevine that he's invited me to this event in Texas. I just found out the other day. Haven't had a chance to respond. So if you're a subscriber of Kevin, let him know I saw it. And then I'm going to be calling him out and talking to him about joining my podcast. And I'm going to try to make it out to Texas, but it might be hard to do that in January, considering I'm going to be in Chicago. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but we're definitely going to be doing more podcasts on the channel. So hopefully you guys like that. For a name for the podcast, I don't know, but I'd like to do some more live videos. I'd like to keep the channel active more with you guys and just chatting and hanging out. But be sure, guys, check out the store, drivewaydemons.com. Support the channel there, drivewaydemons.com. Get your t-shirts, hoodies, key tags. Also, what do you guys think? Should I keep the clean look, or do you guys want to see the big scruffy beard come back? I'm not sure what I should do on that, but be sure to check out the store, drivewaydemons.com. Guys, got to support the channel. Keep the videos coming. Definitely. Not only that, I got some more videos coming for you this weekend. Trackhawk review, hopefully, and another review. So 2 reviews by Monday or Tuesday, another live video. SRT Mush, yeah, I should do a video with him. You know, Todd is a good dude, friend of mine. And, you know, what I am going to say is I'm a little bit disappointed with a couple of things. Oh, what's up, Logan? A couple of things I'm disappointed with. There's a Mopar takeover crew on YouTube, and 2 of my buddies are in that takeover crew. You have Paul at Family Cruise and SRT Mush, who I both consider them friends, yet I'm not in this group. I'm not complaining, honestly. Don't care. I just find it weird. Was never invited. I also find it weird how Kevin Van Vorst is not in that crew, considering he's got a Demon, he's getting a Red Eye, and he's getting, you know, a bunch of other cars. He's had a Hellcat. He's got a Hellcat Challenger. His brother David's got one. I've talked to both. I don't know how the hell they're not in this group. Doesn't make any sense. We're going to have to start our own Mopar group or some shit. I don't know. I'm going to work on that one. But yeah, thanks so much to all you guys. There's been 300 plus of you guys in here tonight. I don't want to just mention one name. So I'm going to say everybody in here, thank you so much for watching these videos. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching. When this video posts to YouTube and it's no longer live, watch it for a couple of minutes so it counts as a view. Like it, comment, put some activity on it, share it. This has got to be a video that we can make go viral. We got to make this video go viral. It's the Durango Hellcat. So let's do it for sure. When I hit a certain subscriber count, 75,000 subscribers, I'm buying another Durango. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon, check out my account there, and also check out the store. You guys got to get t-shirts. I also have hoodies there. The hoodies are pretty badass. That also supports the channel big time. Thank you to everybody in here. Like I said, I don't want to mention one name because there's like 50 of us in here right now, and I can't remember everybody's name and who's in here. So everybody here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are the best. I have the best subscribers on YouTube. I really do. You guys really are awesome. And you guys know who you are. You comment on every video multiple times. You watch everything I put out there. And so I can't do it without you. So I got a lot of good content coming. And thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys in the next live stream. If you're stopping in for the first time, go ahead, subscribe, thumbs up, comment below. You guys know the drill. For all you guys that are returning, you're the best. Love you guys so much. We'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next upload. Take care, guys. Be safe. Have fun.